la 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 Praise Yah. Praise the Most High. And my name is Yamsuf Arif. I, along with my Isha, my lovely Isha, simply my wife, whom is the administrator of the show, to keep these shows in formation and to keep us on track. Brother Cottrell is our friend, your friend, a friend of the Most High, a brother who loves the Most High with all his heart, mind, soul, and strength, and his brothers and sisters as himself. It should be, along with my Isha, Lasanya, and I. He is the elder of the nation, simply a surrogate father, as all elders are surrogate mothers of the nation, and that fixed point in time, and this contemporary time. He's here along with I and Lasanya to do our due diligence and moral obligation and duty as elders, and Lasanya as a daughter of Zion, as all daughters of Zion should be doing their due diligence to uplift this nation, rebuild this nation, point this nation in the right direction. Praise the Most High. And you can garner by what I spoke. That's what we study about. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, keeping a focus on his people and a pulse on the enemies of the Most High. It should be. But before we get started in these studies, and I introduce my lovely Isha Nasanya and our dear friend and brother, Brother Kaitrell, I simply want to issue some blessings in regards to this nation. I pray, Most High, that you bless this nation in their awakening and their recovery, that you do much better than the ancient ones before that time. Also, they learn to gather themselves together under the processes and the antidote as far as the Most High is concerned. I'd like to bless the Most High for the opportunity to study the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on this show. I'd like to thank the Most High for my Isha, Lasanya. I'd like to thank the Most High for my brother and friend, our brother and friend, Brother Kaitrell. I certainly want to thank and bless the Most High for you students out there who know this is not a leap into the rabbit hole study. It's intense. It's straight down the middle. There's no additives for some new thing. It simply is what it is as far as these studies are concerned. It is not a warm, fuzzy filly study. It's not a linear approach study. It's a multidimensional, multifaceted. And what do I mean by that? Led by wisdom and understanding, so you can understand the physical, mental, and spiritual components of these studies. That's what I say about that. And what we will be studying today is in the second book of Tehillim, whom you call by the Greek name Psalms, Tehillim, chapter 2. We will show you what plagiarism at its best look like with this new thing. It's simply not talking about anything new. It's simply talking about the man who wrote this wonderful, beautiful song, King David. That's what it's talking about. And the only thing it's talking about, King David, not some new thing. And Brother Kaitrell was sharing the studies, the closing of the studies in Bereshit, chapter 19. That Greek word, Genesis. And Kaitrell will be studying Sodom's depravity, how low that went. And in ancient times, and simply contemporary times, it seems to be the case, how low we have went down, because if you don't study the Most High, you don't apply yourself to the Most High, you can only go one way. That's down. Praise the Most High. So without further ado, let me introduce my lovely Esau, the administrator of the show, Sister Nasanya, a daughter of Zion, just like you all are. Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
Thank you so much, Yom Su. Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to the Holy One of Israel. Happy to be back. Glad to be getting into the know, getting into the studies. All praises.
Praise the Most High, Nasanya. All praises. Brother Cottrell, your mic is hot. May the Most High bless you.
Shalom, Ahava family. Bless you all my soul and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael. Thanking him for all things and everything. Glad to be back. Good to hear your voices. How's everything, family?
Well, if I may speak for my Esau Nasanya, we're doing rather well. Yeah. And I may ask the same of your Esau and yourself and your family, brother, and little princess.
Everybody's well. Torah. Another day. Another beautiful day.
Thank you, brother. It certainly is, brother. Praise the Most High. So, Nasanya, Brother Cottrell, if you both are ready to proceed, I'm ready to proceed. Nasanya, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cottrell, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Brother Cottrell. Fellow students, we pray that you're ready to proceed because we are about to proceed. The second song, Tehillim, whom you call Psalms, the Greek word, it says the Messiah's triumph in kingdom. Plagiarism at its bliss. And King David writes, why do the nations rage? And the people plot a vain thing. That's what they do. They did it against King David, and they're certainly doing it against us. In ancient times and certainly contemporary times. The kings of the earth set themselves, and a ruler take counsel together. They did that in ancient times against the Most High and his chosen people. And they certainly, the conspiracy hadn't ended. It continued. That's why they got a new thing. That's why the translators from the Romans and the Greeks and their translators translated so they can make something new. That's why they did what they did, if you're confused. And King David says, they take counsel against the Elohim, against his anointed. Who is it? Let's clarify who was anointed in our nation. The high priest was anointed, a process and procedure. King David and all the kings were supposed to be anointed, process and procedure. And so he's speaking in reference to himself. King David is speaking in reference to himself, his anointed.
Yom Sufari.
Yes.
All the priests, including the high priest,
yes,
was anointed.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for that clarification.
Yes.
And Brother Kaitra and Nasanya, I don't recall in that new thing that this man they called, he was never, I did some studies and some research in him. He never went through the anointed process. So King David is not referring to some mystical Greek or Roman fabrication. What King David is making reference to is himself and his people, and specifically himself. And they said, these people, let us break their bonds in pieces. They don't want to be under the control of the Most High people. They want to be on something new. They want to be on something new that they fabricate and make into some new thing. And see, this one, not with the Most High, King David is not making reference to. He's making reference to the nation. That's why the nation was chosen to be the instrument to show all nations how it would look like if everyone does what the Most High says, when he says, and how he says. So all nation attention could be drawn to the Most High by reference of his chosen people. His people simply weren't chosen because he liked them. They had to put in some work also. And some of us are totally confused about everything. Simply to say, I'm just an Israelite. That's all I need to do. I just need to be pretty and look good and whatnot. I ain't got to do nothing else. That's why these studies are urgently needed. And they're imperative to our growth and development as a people. Praise the Most High. And this conspiracy says and cast away their cords from us. We don't want to be bound by these Hebrew Israelites. We don't want to be we don't want Yah to tell us nothing what to do, and they're supposed to be representative of Yah. We want to cast, and frankly, to be honest about that, at that time and juncture, King David was in control of a lot of nations. He subdued a lot of nations, and so at that contemporary time, that certainly was the case. And to say, suggest, infer, and imply there would not be some futuristic terms of it. That's why this conspiracy is ongoing. That's why they try to keep us totally confused about who we are, what we are, and what we should be doing. And they want us to be in some new thing that they fabricated, some Greek mythology, some Roman mysticism. And so they want to get your mind out of what the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is all about. Who was there? Wisdom, she was there. No other entity was there. And he created her. So I said that to say this. It's plagiarism at its best. Our enemies know who we are, what we are, and what we should be doing. And that's why we're totally confused about it. And that's why we've been easily socially engineered and conditioned to hate anything that remotely looks like us, where we're to the effect and to the extent that we name call it, mistreated, dominated, insulted, and sometimes killed, and write a rap song about it and make $1 million. That's how the monstrosity that we have allowed ourselves to be reduced to. And then we are in the some foolishness that our young brothers and sisters are out in the street killing one another dime a dozen. And we said, I ain't gonna tell you, I'm gonna be snitching. Well, I said to you in this regard, as far as this nation is concerned, unless you sign a contract with our young brothers and sisters who elect to abuse, mistreat, dominate, and sometimes kill us, but then you are snitching. You're looking out for the best interest of the nation. And if you're following what young people say, you have been due further as an elder and as an adult of this nation to know better and to do better and look out for the best interest of the nation by virtue of looking out for our elders, looking out for our young people, and looking out for ourselves. That's the sign of leadership. Talk about, I'm not snitching. You didn't sign no contract with nobody to mistreat, abuse, and dominate and sometimes kill us. But you do have a contract with the Most High. I strongly advise and suggest that you honor that contract and look out for your people. Stop being socially engineered and conditioned to be a monstrosity. And getting back to King David, because this conspiracy is ongoing. And that mindset, the enemies of Yah, and cast away their cords from us. And King David says what Yah does. He who sits in heavens, not heaven, not this new thing, heavens shall laugh. And certainly Yah is laughing because this is crazy. And Yah shall hold them in derision. And he certainly does. And in verse 5, then Yah shall speak to them in wrath. And that day of judgment, Y'all gonna put the hurting on a whole lot of folks. In wrath. That's how he gonna speak to them. He will put hurting on them. And distress them in his deep displeasure. Yah will distress the enemies of him in deep displeasure. That's what King David is saying. And Yah says, in reference to King David says this in reference to what Yah said. Yet I have set my king in heaven over the universe. No, he's speaking in reference to himself. He said, I have set my king, King David, on my holy hill of Zion in Jerusalem. In verse 7, I will declare the decree, and Yah has said to me. Who is speaking here? King David. King David said, I will declare the decree, and Yah has said it to me. You are my son, my king, in Zion, over the nation. And Yah says, in reference to King David, is speaking. Today I have begotten you. And in verse 8, ask of me, and I will give you, King David, the nations for your inheritance. And that's why I made reference to the fact this was not only in a contemporary time frame that it was in, but it suggests and infer and imply it would be a futuristic time frame also in regards to King David. And the ends of the earth for your possession, because he was a good king. A lot of you may say, oh, King David, he don't receive King David hand was black. But look here, what your hand got dirt on? King David was a man humble enough to, when brought to his attention, he shut it down. He shut it down. And he humbled. And that's why y'all, like any man and a woman, can do an introspection of themselves and come out on the short end of the stick as far as themselves is concerned. Not thinking of himself something special by virtue of thinking of himself something special alone, being a Hebrew Israelite. What he's saying, King David said, when he made this statement in one of the Tehillim hymns, one of the songs, he said, forgive me, Yah. My iniquity is numerous than the hairs on my head. I'm lower than a dog. I'm lower than a worm. And if a person can say that about themselves, y'all can use a person of that character and that caliber, knowing that shortcoming. You know what I simply call it? We have been reduced to the fact, all of us a bunch of broken pottery, trying to say to another batch of broken pottery, I'm better than you, but you're broken. And the pottery that you're arguing with is broken also. Instead of realizing and being introspective, knowing that we're all broken together, we're all dirty out here. King David could do that. We need to learn how to do that by virtue of humility, being led by wisdom and understanding, and loving the Most High with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your brothers and sisters. And she'll say, seeing you know better than either one of them, no matter what position you may hold. King David could do that. You need to learn to do that. That's why the Most High chose him. And he says, the nations for your inheritance, King David, and the ends of the earth for your possession. And he says in verse 9, you shall break them with a rod of iron, King David. You should dash them to pieces like a potter's. It's funny I made reference to pottery, didn't it? You should break them to pieces like potter's vessel. Verse 11. Now therefore be wise, O kings, different nations. Be instructed, you judges of the earth, this universe. And here's what Yah wants everybody to do, truth be told. That's why he chose the people to be examples of how it looks like if you stay within the confinements and contract of the Most High in alignment with the Most High. But unfortunately, our elders didn't. And we need to learn to do it. We need to learn to get it right. But King David did. But he says to the different nations, be instructed, you judges of the earth. Here's what he wants all of you, humanity, to do, this universe. Serve Yah with fear. I created you. Not no new thing. Not no additional thing. Not no add-ons. Not no plagiarisms. And rejoice with trembling as a result of that. Kiss the Son, King David, lest he be angry, because King David loved the Most High. You remember the time when his brothers were at war with King Saul, the first king of Israel? And he came on the scene, bring his brothers some lunch or whatever. And Goliath was bad-mouthing Yah. Now you got this young fellow, this young whippersnapper, and he is Goliath talking all kind of foul-mouthed by Yah. And he's aghast. That's the kind of man of character of King David is a young boy. He's aghast. Man, you hear this fool talking about Yah like that? Y'all gonna handle him? And we need to handle him. But you know, they weren't of the fabric King David was, young king, before he became king. He's of good character. And King David was chosen to go up against Goliath. He wasn't scared. They put him on the array of King Saul, the first king of Israel. The king, to be King David, went out there to go to battle, and he said, no, this ain't how I do it. He trusted in the Most High first and foremost, and he put his confidence in the slingshot he had. And thus he had high regard for the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, in spite of who these were men of war, hardened battles, hardened warriors, his brothers. The other Hebrew Israelites were hardened battles. But you got to have much more than physical component. You got to have much more than physical component to beat the enemies of Yah. It's got to be an innate part of your nature. And you got to put all your trust in the Most High. You got to have high regard and esteem for him. Otherwise, you're simply like some of us contemporary Hebrewites. Want to march and up and down in the streets wearing beautiful uniforms, talking militaristic, talking about what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and they ain't got nothing to do it with. And the Most High ain't told them to do anything yet. The Most High don't need your help. King David understood that. We need to understand it too. Y'all don't need your help. That's why the Most High loved King David. Because the young brother was a very introspective brother. The young brother wasn't seeking to be something special. He loved the nation. He loved the Most High. And that's how it ought to be chosen as a king of the Most High through the lineage of King David. It's simply King David himself. And those are good exemplary actions that all of us should seek to emulate. And that's why these wonderful songs are here, not for no warm, fuzzy feeling, but to show what kind of character that you should display in regards to your nation, in regards to other nations, in regards to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And certainly in verse 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry. Not no new thing, not no plagiarism. And you perish in the way. And King David knocked a lot of folks out. In ancient times, I was suspecting modern times to come in a futuristic term. When his wrath is kindled but a little, as his wrath was kindled against Goliath, didn't it? It didn't take nothing but a little bit to say some ugly words about Yah. See, we need to protect the Most High. A lot of something wrong with us. I'm going to be honest about that. Something wrong with us. We let anybody say anything about the Most High. And they got two words to say. We just want to go along and get along. King David wasn't that sort of character. And you need to learn to be like King David, not have that sort of go along and get along and let folk talk about Yah with some new thing. That's why the Most High chose him. And I suspect in futuristic term, it will be applicable. Not no new thing. And it says, in the end of verse 12, blessed are those, King David wrote this. Blessed are all those who put their trust in him. Who is him? Some new thing? Some plagiarism? Some other God? Something that the Greeks and Roman gave you, mysticizing Romanism? This is what not King David is not talking about. King David is talking about his relationship with Yah and Yah's relationship with him and anybody else on that trail. Praise the Most High. And bless his holy name. And may the Most High bless King David, our King. Hallelujah. That being said, Nasanya, may the Most High bless you. Do you have any comments or commentaries in regards to what was studied?
No, thank you, Yamsu.
Thank you, Nasanya. Brother Cartier, any comments on the commentary of what was studied?
Yes. I'm not Christian. I've never been in church. But I see where the plagiarism came in. Verse 7. Verse 7 says, I will declare the decree that Yah has said to me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten you. That's where they get, well, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son.
Exactly.
And this came years later, right? The book,
exactly.
The New Testament is thousands of years after King David.
Exactly.
So how can Jesus be his only begotten when we see Yah is talking about King David here, where he says, I've begotten you, that you are my son. And if you're trying to say this is Jesus, right? The 8th verse is not his message. Because he says to King David, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathens for your inheritance. Does Jesus ever say that?
No.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for your possession. Does Jesus ever say that? Or are you talking about heaven?
They're talking about heaven.
So when you talk about the uttermost parts of the earth, I know your man's trying to get Greenland and Mexico and Canada, but King David is going to own all of that.
Exactly.
And the Most High brings him back.
Exactly.
What's going to happen when he come back? Most High said, you shall break them with the rod of iron. You shall dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. So he's telling the kings of the earth to be wise and kiss the Son. That means show the Son favor. Did they show Jesus favor?
No, they didn't.
Lest he be angry and you perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Did Jesus exhibit any wrath on the people that was dealing with him?
No.
And did they perish from the way?
No.
Did Jesus trust in Yah like King David?
That would. I don't get into that, brother, because I don't know nothing about that. You know, so I can't speak on what I don't know. Because I don't subscribe and delve into that Romanism and Greek mythology.
Right. But we know that Jesus was never king of Israel.
No.
He never sat on King David's throne. But Yah says, yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. It's already set in stone. Yah already made it.
In Jerusalem, not in heaven.
There you go. So this blows everything about Jesus out of the waters, what King David wrote.
And the enemies of Yah know that, Brother Cottrell. That's why they want to keep us confused. They want to keep us socially engineered and conditioned to hate what remotely looks like us and mistreated, abused, and write rap songs about you, how you did it, and so on and so forth.
Most of all, Yam Suf, they want to keep us out of the Old Testament for sure.
Exactly. Because we would need to call the government to run our families, to run our children. But when you got the new thing, you need the government too. Okay. All right. Well, Brother Cottrell, any more comments or commentaries?
Huh?
Any more comments on the commentaries?
No, you had the last word, brother. You had the last word.
Thank you, my dear friend. Love you, brother. Love you, Nasanya. Love you, fellow students. Thank you, brother.
Love you more.
Thank you. Love you, fellow students. We do. Brother Kacha is going to proceed to Sodom's depravity in the book of Bereshit, whom you call by the Greek name Genesis, chapter 19.
Praise Yah, bless his holy name. Give him thanks and praise for the great prophet Moshe. Gave us insight into past times past. Chapter 19 in the book of Bereshit says, now 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. Yamsu, who sits in the gate of a city?
Leaders, elders.
Yeah, he's trying to teach them about Yah, I would imagine.
They ain't trying to hear that.
No, not at all. Like, go out in the city gates today. They ain't trying to hear it.
No.
When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Now, why would he do that?
He had some, even though he wasn't on the same tune with the Abraham, but he had some sense that these men were quite of a different character. They wouldn't. I suspect that he felt there was something different about these men.
So his spiritual spider senses kicked in.
Exactly.
That's what I call it. And everybody ain't got spiritual spider senses, right?
Exactly.
So he knew that these men, he been in the town of Sodom and Gomorrah. He seen all kind of people around him. He sees these men. He runs towards them, and he humbles himself right before the ground. And he said, "Hear now, my lords, please turn in to your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may rise early and go on your way." You know what that's called?
Hospitality.
There you go. There you go.
Oops. I'm sorry.
No, you're
That's
right, Nasonia. Do your job, beloved. Do your
Jump
job.
in where you're fitting. Jump in.
No,
where you're
I didn't
fitting.
know I didn't know my speaker was. I'm sorry.
No, beloved. Do your job. Do your daughter of Zion
Keep
thing.
that mic
We ain't mad
open.
at you.
We want to
Yeah.
hear your comments.
Yeah. Do your daughter of Zion thing. We ain't mad at you.
And they, the angels, said no, but we will spend the night in the open square. But he insisted strongly. He urged them, like, nah, you can't stay out here tonight, my brothers. So they
It's gonna be
turned in.
Yeah, it's gonna be some priests around tonight. The priests come out at
Priests
night.
come out at night. The priests come out. But he insisted. So they turned into him. Okay. And entered his house. Then he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. This is the second time we found out that angels could eat, right?
Exactly.
That angels have the form of men, right?
Exactly.
So probably wasn't no problem with the angels back in the sixth chapter of the book of Bereshit, when these same type angels had intercourse with the daughters of men.
Exactly.
Because they look like men. As a matter of fact, the people in Sodom and Gomorrah thought they were men.
Exactly.
Except for Lot. His spider senses were tingling. But they ate. Matter of fact, it was a feast. Now, before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old. Did he say young and old?
Exactly.
All the people. Not some, not a few, not a couple, not a big crowd. It says young and old. All of them. Wow.
They were freaking Friday.
The freaks come out at night.
Hey.
All the people surrounded the house. Damn. And they called to Lot and said to him, my man, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them carnally. What? What alarm? What? What Lot gonna say? So Lot went out to them through the doorway, shut the door behind him. Mighty man. He said, please, my brethren, do not so wickedly. Imagine telling wicked people that they wicked. What they gonna do?
They're gonna get wicked. They're gonna get wicked on you.
They're gonna laugh at you.
And double down.
Double down, triple down, quadruple down. See now, says Lot, I have two daughters have not known a man. Please let me bring them out to you, that you may do to them as you wish. Only do nothing to these men, since this is the reason they have come under the shadow of my roof. Come on now, Lot. Was that a good suggestion?
No, I don't think so, brother.
I don't think so either. But you could see the depravity and the environment that they were living in, to the point where he's willing to give up his two virgin daughters? No way, no how. Anyway, Lot did it. That was his declaration. Their reply was, yo, stand back. Then they said, this one, Lot, came to stay here. And he keeps acting as a judge, sitting in the city's gate, trying to tell us what to do, how to do it, when we're supposed to do it. Now we will deal worse with you than with them. Imagine that. So they pressed hard against the man Lot. They rolled up on Lot. Wow. And came near to break down the door. It's gang rush, charge. But the men reached out their hands. They weren't men, they were angels. And they pulled Lot into the house with them and shut the door. Boom. And they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they became weary trying to find the door. Yam Suf, this is Nisanya. If you was blinded, what's the first thing you're going to do?
I'm trying to get the hell out of Harlem. I'm trying to feel my way out of there. But these fellows were so obsessed.
Get to my house.
Yeah. These fellows were so obsessed with their depravity. They were so bent on focus, doing what they do, they could care less. I want them, and I want them now. I can't. If I don't see, I can feel them and taste them and touch them. That's how depraved these people were.
If I was blinded, if I was hit with immediate blindness, I'd be screaming for a doctor.
You ain't lying.
Because the gift of vision, we take it for granted, don't we?
Yeah.
Open your eyes one day, you can't see.
Exactly.
See how that feel.
But you see the effect they had on one another, Brother Kaitria, these depraved people. Depraved people have that effect upon one another. That domino effect upon one another. They were all bent and focused on getting to that house. They knew, hey, that's you, Joy. No, that's me, Paul. Well, let's still try to find a house. Man, you got to be sick. Like Brother Kaitria said, any rational person that loves the Most High with all his heart, mind, soul, and strength, and his brothers and sisters as himself, they're going to scream blood. Ow, man, what a doctor. But they wanted to doctor somebody and not the kind of medicine that they were looking for neither. Thank you, Brother Kaitria.
Yes, sir. And blindness wasn't going to hold them back. These boys were in a frenzy.
Right.
Like piranha. What? They ain't know what they was dealing with. So, would I leave off? Okay, verse 12. Then the man said to Lot, have you anyone else here? Son-in-law, your sons, your daughters, and whomever you have in the city, take them out of this place immediately. For we will destroy this place because the outcry against them has grown great before the face of Yah. And Yah has sent us to destroy it. Yah only needs 2 angels. 2 angels going to destroy a whole city. And Lot went out and spoke to his son-in-laws who had married his daughters and said, get up, get out of this place, for Yah will destroy this city. But to his son-in-laws, he seemed to be joking. So you can see how wrapped up Job's family became within Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Yeah, and truth be told, they do that now, Brother Kaitria. There are a whole lot of bunch of trisexuals. I don't call them bisexual. I call them trisexuals. Even though the sons had not cemented the relationship with his daughters, as far as but they were betrothed to his daughters. But they were doing some Freaky Friday stuff themselves. And that's why they was, hey, man, you must crazy. This is how we do it. We get us some wives and we go and do some down low stuff. And we're gonna do that. What we're gonna do? We're gonna get down with them too. Come on, Brother Kaitria.
So we see Lot in this predicament, right?
Exactly.
Prior to this predicament that he's in, he separated himself from his uncle Abraham because his possessions was too overwhelming to be side by side with Abraham's possession, right? Mm-hmm. So Abraham told him, you go north, I'll go south. You go south, I'll go north. You go east, I'll go west. You go west, I'll go east. And Lot made his decision. Lot made the decision to move closer to Sodom and Gomorrah because the land was plenteous, full of water and green grass. And he wound up being kidnapped by 5 kings. And Abraham had to rescue him. After Abraham rescued him, did he go and try to find a better place? No, he went right back to the same old spot he went, Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, we see here, he's down to the bare minimum. His daughters ain't with him. His servants ain't with him. All he got is his wife and his 2 daughters. I guess he ain't learned his lesson. Well, he's about to learn a lesson very soon. So when the morning dawned, angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here. Don't even worry about your son-in-laws and your daughters that are married to them no more, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city. And while he lingered, you dilly-dallying, these angels took hold of his hand, his wife's hand, and the hand of his 2 daughters. Yah being merciful to him, because he ain't seemed like he wanted to leave too quickly. And they brought him out and set him outside the city. So it came to pass when they had brought them outside, one of the angels said, escape for your life. Nothing else needs to be said. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be destroyed. Then Lot said to them, please, no, my lords. He's trying to stop them. He's trying to delay. They're trying to get him out. Indeed, now your servant has found favor in your eyesight, and you have increased your mercy, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil overtake me and I die. See now, the city is near enough to flee to, and it is a little one. Please let me escape there. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said to him, see, I have favored you concerning this thing also. So they be impatient with Lot, in that I will not overthrow this city for which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there. Just get out of here. For I cannot do anything until you arrive there. Lot's holding up everything. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar. What does Zoar mean? Little or insignificant. The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zoar, this insignificant city. Then Yah rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from out of the heavens. So he overthrew those cities, all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, at what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. I wonder what she was looking for, because she already knew the instructions not to turn around, right?
She was longing. She had reservations. She was longing to go back.
Maybe she had a girlfriend or something.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
But the angels told her not to turn around. She turned around. I guess they knew she was going to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't resist the temptation. You have to learn how to conquer yourself, don't you?
Exactly.
I remember when I was like maybe 6 years old, right?
Right.
With my stepfather, living with my stepfather. And he used to tell us that every equinox, the vernal equinox, what's the other equinox? The vernal equinox, and there's another one. And he was telling us that on that day, you can balance an egg. I don't know if you heard that before. You heard that you can balance an egg on the equinoxes?
Oh, no, it's my first, Brother Contra.
Yeah, that's what he did. So he balanced the egg on the kitchen counter, and he told us not to point to it or tell anybody or bring attention to it. Somebody came to visit us. The first thing I did was point to it. Boom. I got my ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it was so tempting. He told us not to do it, but I did it anyway. I knew that he would beat us if we did.
Right.
And my impulse, I couldn't control it. It got the best of me. But I don't know what's going on with Lot's wife, why she turned around. But she turned around.
Right.
And she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham went out early in the morning to the place where he had stood before Yah. Then he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward the land of the plain. And he saw and behold the smoke of the land, which went up like the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass when Elohim destroyed the cities of the plain that Elohim remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in which Lot had dwelt. So even those cities, Zohar, that he ran to, the Most High destroyed that too. Then Lot went up out of Zohar and dwelt in the mountains, like the angels told him to do in the first place. You got to follow instructions when Yah gives it to you all the way, because he's not compromising just because you asking him to do it another way. No, he's doing it his way. So he went to the mountains anyway, and his two daughters were with him, but he was afraid to dwell in Zoar. And he said he and his two daughters dwelt in a cave. Now the firstborn said to the younger, our father's old, and there's no man on the earth to come into us, as is the custom of all the earth, to be fruitful and multiply. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve the lineage of our father. That sounds noble enough, right?
But it's perverted.
Yeah, but they came from a perverted place, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So they really didn't know right from wrong, because Lot really wasn't teaching them. And if he was, his teachings had no bearing on them because they were looking around them and seeing the perversion and the depravity.
And so it suggests and inferred and implied this, brother, that a whole lot of freakiness was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. It appeared to be common knowledge to them.
Yes. So they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he did not know when she laid down, when she laid down or when she arose. That must have been some serious wine, Huh?
Been there, done that.
Must have been some serious wine.
Been there, done that.
For him not to know what's agwan that night.
And sometimes you're in that position, if you embedded a lot of strong wine, you ask a bit, what did I do? It's true. You better take an ex-fool's advice. Yom Sufari. You ask people, what did I do? Because you don't know. I can understand that.
Yes. I got drunk one time when I was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'll never, ever do it again.
And you was a smart young brother.
Oh, yeah. The buildings were swaying and rocking. I thought they was going to fall on me.
Mm-hmm.
So this wine must have knocked my man out because he ain't know that she came in and she went out. Thus, they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him. And he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Thus, both daughters of Lot were with child by their father. So what will make their children? Their sons and their brothers, right?
Exactly.
And they would be cousins because
exactly
related. What a mess.
A hot mess.
The firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. And we know the psychology of Moab, his roots, where he come from, which is why the people of Moab vexed our people back in the days, in King David's day. Not just Moab, but his brother's children. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the younger, she also bore a son and called his name Ben-Ami. There's an Israelite brother named Ben-Ami, but he ain't here with us no more. He took them people to Israel. And my sister's over there today, named Ben-Ami. He is the father of the people of Ammon to this day. And they were our enemies, arch enemies, although they're related, Shemitic, linked to Abraham, because he's their uncle, great uncle, and we're their cousins. And they hate us with a passion. But the Most High chose us. We didn't choose ourselves. And Yah's work is going to be done irregardless of who is at odds with it, as we just read in the book of Psalms 2, written by King David. Praise Yah and bless his holy name.
Praise Yah. I simply want to say, Brother Kaitria and Nasanya, fellow students, it's a domino effect. That Moab and Ammon were a perversion. And it goes without saying. Out of something so perverse as to their being born and their being our kinfolk, well, their actions are indicative of their perversity. It goes without saying. And as Brother Kaitria alluded to, throughout our course of interaction with Moab and Ammon, they showed their animosity to us. And I suspect if they have an opportunity now, they would show the same set of, it's just in them. It's just part of their innate nature. The product of that perversity. Thank you, Brother Kaitria.
Yes, sir.
Nasanya, do you have any comments or commentary to what Brother Kaitria shared with us?
I just had one note that I noticed that they laughed at Noah. They laughed at Lot. So when they was, letting them know that the Lord was coming about to destroy some stuff. I was also wondering that they mentioned that Lot had virgin daughters, but he also has son-in-law. So did they not consummate the marriage yet?
No, what I think you missed it when I said that you, in our time, you can be betrothed to somebody. It's considered a marriage, but you hadn't completed the marriage process. So they were betrothed to these son-in-laws, but they didn't fulfill the completion of it. But they still was married in the sense of marriage.
Just like Mary was to Joseph.
Right.
Right. Mary was betrothed to Joseph, or Joseph was betrothed to Mary, but they hadn't consummated the marriage. So when someone's betrothed, she's really considered your wife.
Right. Okay.
It's either that or he had more than 2 daughters.
Exactly. One or the other, Brother Cottrell, one or the other.
Yep.
But it makes reason why we're not going to delve too further in the other daughters, because it makes no mention of them.
Yeah.
So we can only utilize the material that we have at hand.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And Lasagna, you asked a question. Oh, you made a statement in regards to the young men laughing at him.
Yes.
Lasagna, what they were saying, you and I and the grandbabies were joking about this. They went with their life.
No, they weren't about their life.
They went back their life. They went back what Lot was talking about. So anything else to them is funny. That was
Right.
funny.
They weren't about being saved. Now
Right,
I just noticed how when Noah was, when he was letting people know the flood was coming, they laughed at him too, mocked
They
him.
went back their life.
So
So
I
those
was just
son-in-laws
making
went
a
back
note.
their life.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Brother Cottrell, what say you in that regard?
We have to remember Moab and Ammon as our enemies. When you read the 83rd Psalm, they were part of that conspiracy.
They still are.
To destroy us as a nation, that the name of Israel will be no more in remembrance. And they pretty much succeeded. And they're keeping the foot on the pedal because we don't know who we are. Nobody's trying to tell us who we are. And that conspiracy is still in existence.
It's ongoing, brother.
Yes, sir.
Wow, it is the truth.
Praise God. Well, that being said, thank you, Brother Cottrell. Thank you, Lasagna. Thank you, fellow students. That being said, Lasagna, my Esau, my lovely Esau, my beloved, has done her due diligence as a daughter of Zion to help facilitate the studies of this show and keep us in regulation, and also to make her great comments and our commentaries in regards to the Most High Word. We're very appreciative. As any daughter of Zion, Lasagna has done her part. As all should do. Brother Cottrell and I, as elders on the council, we've done our due diligence as elders, simply surrogate fathers of the nation, which is to provide to you these studies. With the utilization of wisdom and understanding, we pray that we've done just that. But as far as that is concerned, we can do no more in this regard. We can lead a horse to the water, but we can't make it drink. It's incumbent upon you to do something for yourselves, which is trust in the Most High Word. Rely on the Most High Word. Meditate on the Most High Word. Let the Most High Word be your footsteps, your pathways. You see, the Most High Word is going to work in spite of us and our irregardless of us. But individually, it works much more better for you personally if you work it. The above stated mention. You work it. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. That being said, I'm going to ask my lovely Esau and beloved Lasagna to make her closing remarks and her close us out. And then I will ask our dear brother, your brother and friend, Brother Cottrell, to make his closing remarks and close us out. And then I will ask him to close us out for the night. And I want you brothers and sisters, when we bring our pictures on, I want you to take a gunder behind me and see that lovely flag of the nation when we bring the cameras on. Praise the Most High. Lasagna, you have the mic.
I think both of you guys have a flag. All right, shalom, shalom. I mean, good night, family. Till tomorrow.
Thank you, beloved. Shalom.
Yeah, we love you. And may the Most High bless and be with us. We love you, family out there. May the Most High continue to bless and be with us. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Shalom and good night.
Shalom and good night. We love you.
We are Yehuda, the tribe of Judah. We are Yehuda, the tribe of Judah.
Yah brought us back to bondage. We were sold by a brother's hand. Yes, we were sold for slaves, but we're not African. Brought to this land by ship to be bond women and men. We may be in America, but we're not American. We are Judah. The so-called Negro today, lost from the knowledge. We are Judah,
The tribe of Judah.
lost from the knowledge. Yeah, yeah.
Tribe of Judah.
The so-called Negro today. If Islam was the answer, we have no yoke upon our necks. We'd be living in our own land with lots of self-respect. But in this land there's no ease, and that feet shall have no rest, for these curses have been upon us. For past disobedience, we are Judah. Oh
Tribe
yeah.
of Judah.
Whom our brothers shall praise, lost from the knowledge.
The tribe of Judah.
The so-called Negro today, we are Judah.
The tribe of Judah.
Whom our brothers shall praise, lost from the knowledge. Oh
Tribe
yeah.
of Judah.
The so-called Negro, the so-called Negro today.
Judah is Yah's home. The scepter will never depart from Judah. We are from the royal line, and Yah will
Brought to
never
this
forget us.
land by ships, yeah, to be bond women and bond men. We may be in America, but we're not American. We are Judah, oh
Tribe
yeah.
of Judah.
Whom our brothers shall praise, lost from the knowledge. Yeah,
tribe of
yeah, yeah.
Judah.
The so-called Negro today.